Array. Array means already definition is written here. Array is a collection of elements of same data type which are stored in continuous memory locations and which are referred to by a common name. Okay. So what is an array? Array means it's a group of elements, and simply you cannot say it's a group of elements. It's a group of elements which belongs to the same data type. If you are storing integers means all the elements should be integers. If it is character means every element should be characters, like that. So collection of elements which are of same data type and which are stored in continuous memory locations and that are called by a single name. There will be only a single name for an array. And what is the peculiarity of array is that you can store so many elements of same type under one name. Okay, and see, you can see a pictorial representation here. This is a memory representation of array. You can look into this. When you look at this, you can consider this can be considered as an array of 12 elements. Okay, array of 12 elements. So when you declare an array of 12 elements like this, you can assume 12 boxes like this, and here you can see at the box at the end bottom I have started from 0, 1, 2, 3, it goes on up to 11. Totally how many boxes are they? Totally 12 boxes are they. This means that this is an array whose name is AR and whose index begins at 0. Okay, the index of an array always begins at 0. There is another name for index. It is also called as subscript. Subscript or an index always begins or starts with 0. And this is how an array can be declared. See, just look here. Int AR square bracket is equal to new int of 12. This means that you are creating an array whose name is AR. And we are using new operator to create an array as an object. So we are creating an array AR of which data type? Of integer data type. And how many elements we are going to store? Total 12 elements we are going to store. Okay, int AR equal to new int of 12 means we are storing an array whose name is AR with how many elements? 12 elements. And what is the peculiarity? All the elements belongs to which data type? Integer data type. Okay, this is how you have to declare an array. If you are asked to declare an array of 10 integers means instead of 12 you need to write only 10. So like this, in memory, boxes will be created and index begins at 0. Since index begins at 0, if the size of, if there are 12 elements in the array, what will be the last index? Last index will be 11. Okay, this is how an array is declared. And one thing what you have to remember is that for entering elements into the array, if it is this type of array, actually array means there are two types of array. One is single dimensional array and the other one is double dimensional array. Double dimensional array actually belongs to multi-dimensional array, but in multi-dimensional we need to remember only double dimensional array. So single dimensional array as well as double dimensional array we have to remember. Single dimensional array is an array which contains either one row and so many columns. Okay, this is one row, so many columns. This can be considered as a single dimensional array, or you can draw the array vertically, which contains one column and so many rows. So single dimensional array contains either one row and so many columns or one column and so many rows. That is single dimensional array. And for single dimensional array there will be only one set of square brackets along with the array name. If it is a double dimensional array, see, just look at the double dimensional array declaration here. Int ARR double square brackets equal to new int 2, 3. 2 in the first square bracket and 3 in the second square bracket. This means that we are creating an array ARR which is containing how many rows? 2 rows and 3 columns. That is the meaning. It contains 2 rows and 3 columns. Here single dimensional array means either one row with so many columns or one column with so many rows. But in double dimensional array, so many rows and so many columns will be there. On the right side, when you declare in 2 square brackets, in the first square bracket you denote the number of rows and in the second square bracket you denote the number of columns. Okay, so this is how you declare a 2-dimensional array. And the other important thing that you have to remember is the length of the array. What do you mean by the length of the array? Length of the array means it is the size of the array. That means how many elements are present in the array. Length of the array means it is denotes the total number of elements present in the array. And total number of elements means, see, if this is an array, what is the length of the array? Without any doubt, you can say 12 is the size of the array, because the total number of elements are 12. Even though index begins at 0 and all, we start counting the elements as 1, 2, 3 like that. So what will be the last number? 12. Okay, so size should be counted from 1 onwards, and the index is denoted from 0 onwards. So length of an array is the total number of elements present in the array, and you start counting from 1, 2, 3, etc. Then how can you find the length of the array? Syntax is array name dot length. Remember not to put C brackets here along with length. If you put C brackets with length, that is the length function to find the size of a string. So here length means it is used to find the size of an array. Array name dot length. Example, if the name of the array is AR dot length means it gives the total number of elements present in the array whose name is AR. Okay, so here according to this example, what is AR dot length? How many elements are there? 12. So the answer is 12. Is it okay? Then here you can see a double dimensional array. Just look here. This is an example for double dimensional array. Here you can see this is first row, this is second row. So 2 rows are there. And how many columns are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 columns are there. So this is an array. Suppose the name of the array is ARR. This is an array which contains 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, 2 rows and 3 columns. So how will you write this? ARR of 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, clear? And how can you declare this? Int ARR double square bracket equal to, after that you have to write new int of how many rows? 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, int ARR double square brackets equal to new space int of 2 in first square bracket, 3 in second square bracket. That means you are declaring a 2-dimensional array which is having 2 rows and 3 columns, which stores only integers and whose name is given as ARR. And when you create like this, you can consider a pictorial representation. Suppose this is a memory. 2 rows will be there, 3 columns are there, and the name of the array is ARR. Now here inside I have denoted the index numbers. Since this is a 2-dimensional array, row number as well as column number denotes the index of an element. Okay, in single dimensional array you know, see here only one index is there. Okay, suppose the name of the array is AR. Here suppose number 15 is here. How can you take out 15 from this array? What is the name of the array? AR. So if 15 is taken out by writing AR in square bracket. What is the index of 15? Index of 15 is 5. So AR of 5. See, AR of 5 means from the array name AR, from the index number 5, take out the element. Which is index number 5? This one. Which is the element present in index number 5? 15. So the answer of AR of 5 will be 15. Okay. In 2-dimensional array, it is like this. So many rows and so many columns. So here to denote the index, you have to mention the row number as well as the column number. Always rows, I told you, index always begins at 0. These are the rows I have shown. This is the first row. This is the second row. Even though we tell this as first row, second row, by index wise, it is 0th row and this is the first row. What about columns? This is 0th column, first column, second column. And how can you take out an element from this location? What is the index of this location? First you have to identify, or first you have to tell the row number, then the column number. So this box, which is a row number 0. What is the column number? 0. So this box belongs to 0, 0. What about this box? What is the row number? 1. What is the column number? 0. First you have to write the row number, comma, column number. So this box contains 1, 0 as the index. Here, what is the row? 1. Which is the column? 2. So how will you write 1, comma, 2? This one. Row number is 0. Column number is 1. So 0, comma, 1. Clear? Okay. Now suppose this is an example. This is an array. How many rows are there? 1, 2, 3. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 rows and 5 columns are there. Suppose the name of the array is ARR. And suppose these are the elements present in it. How can you take out number 450 from this? How can you access number 450? To access an element from an array, you have to mention the array name and the index number. If it is a single dimensional array, only one set of square bracket will be there to denote the index. And if it is a double dimensional array, there should be two square brackets. One for the row number and the other one for the column number. So what is the name of this array? ARR. And what is the row number here? 450 belongs to which row? 1. What is the column of 450? 2. So 1, 2. So you have to write ARR of 1, 2. 1, 2 means from the array ARR, from the row number 1 and column number 2, take out the element, which is element 450. Okay. Now here the only confusion is that start the index with zeros. Okay. 0, 1, 2. Here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then only it will be correct. And now talking about the loops. How using program and all. When you write programs and all, single dimensional array, always for accessing single dimensional array, you have to use one for loop. And for double dimensional array, you may need to use 2 for loops. Okay. So in single dimensional array, you have to use only one for loop. Just look here. If you want to input elements into the array, you have to use a one for loop. Again, if you want to take out elements from the array, then also you have to use a for loop. Okay. So just remember, for single dimensional array, one for loop is needed for inputting, another for loop is needed for outputting and processing also. In some cases, as soon as we input elements, there itself we will do the process, and also for in that case, for input as well as process, we can use one for loop itself. Depending upon the question, you have to use a number of for loops. But one for loop is needed for single dimensional array, either for inputting or processing or outputting. Okay. So here see, if this is a question, if you are asked to input elements into this array whose size is 12, how will you write? For int I equal to 0, I less than 12, I plus plus. Why? Because index begins at 0. If it begins at 0, the last number will be 11. That is why I less than 12. I plus plus. Inside the for loop, if it is an input statement, what is the name of the array? AR. So since the loop variable is I, how will we write AR of I is equal to, you are using scanner, no? Scanner object. Suppose the scanner object is SC, you will write SC dot next int. This is a function used to accept an integer into a particular variable. One for loop, array name, index name equal to scanner object dot next int. Okay, this is for integer. Clear? Now for double dimensional array, instead of one for loop, we may have to use how many for loops? 2 for loops. Outer loop denotes the row and the inner loop denotes the column. Just like we did patterns, no? Like that here. So here, if this is a array, you know how many rows are there? 3 rows and 5 columns. But the first row denotes the row. Okay. First loop denotes the outer loop denotes the row and the inner loop denotes the column. Now, how many rows are there? 3 rows. So, we are starting with 0. So, for I is equal to 0, I less than 3. Because since we are starting with 0, it should go on only up to 2. 0, 1, 2. I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j less than 5. That means 4 columns are there. So, we are 5 columns are there. We are starting with 0. So, less than 5. J plus plus. And inside this, if it is an input statement, what is the name of the array? ARR, which is the row variable I, column variable J. So ARR of row variable, column variable equal to SC dot next int, means you will input a number and that number will be stored inside a particular box whose row is I and column is J. And if instead of inputting, if you are asked to print the elements, then also you have to use 2 for loops like this. And inside the for loop, instead of input statement, we will directly write the output statement. System.out.print, array name, row variable, column variable. Okay. And this is so 2 for loops are needed for inputting as well as 2 are needed for outputting, processing, etc. Just remember like this. If it is a single dimensional array, use 1 for loop. If it's a 2 dimensional array, use 2 for loops. And these are required for all the operation, that is if it is input or process or output. Okay. Now the next thing that you have to remember from this chapter is which are the array operations. Array traversal. Traversal means visiting each element of the array starting from the beginning till the end. Visiting each element of an array from the beginning till the end. Okay, that is called as array traversal. Second array operation is searching. Searching means you will search for a particular element in an array, and if it is found, you will print the location. If it is not found, you have to print a suitable message based on that. Searching means finding out a particular element present in an array. If it is present, you will tell the index number. Otherwise, you will print an unsuccessful search message. And searching are of two types. One is linear search and the other one is binary search. Linear search and binary search difference will come for the exam. Linear search means linear search, it starts searching from the beginning of the array. It goes on till the end, one by one, and in between, if a match is found, it will stop the process and come out. So it will start from the beginning. At the maximum is it goes on up to the end. In between, if a match is found, it will stop and it will come out. Binary search is a search which follows the divide and conquer rule. In binary search, you will be remembering the entire array will be divided into two equal halves. A lower bound is needed, upper bound is needed, and you have to find out the middle bound. And based on that, you will divide the array and you will search only on one side of the array. That is binary search. Okay. So difference between linear and binary search will be asked. 2 points you have to write. Linear search, we have to check from the beginning till the end. In between, if a match is found, we will stop. But binary search will never search the entire array. Instead, it follows the divide and conquer rule. Second point is that in binary search, there is a rule that the array should be already sorted. Binary search works only on sorted arrays, whereas linear search works on both sorted as well as unsorted array. These are the two differences. Now coming to sorting. Next operation is sorting. Sorting means arranging elements of an array either in the ascending order or in the descending order. And two types of sorting are there. One is selection and the other one is bubble sort. Selection sort, usually we will do it in the horizontal array. We'll find for the minimum element of an array and we will keep it at the proper place. Starting from the left, we will go on one by one. Bubble sort means it will be considered as a vertical array and we will try to arrange the elements at the bottom first and we will move on to the top. And both sorting now, it can be asked based on ascending order as well as descending order. Then merging. Next operation is merging. Merging means combining elements of one array with that of another array. First array will be there, second array will be there. You have to merge, you have to join these two elements and you can find out a third array. That is merging. So you can expect programs from this section. Either linear search or binary search or selection sort or bubble sort or merging may come for the exam, 15 marks. Okay, study this. Then the next important thing that you have to remember from this chapter is total size in bytes. Array will be given, you will be asked to find out the total size of the array. See, suppose the array is this one. Char is the data type. X of 5. X is the name of the array. 5 elements are there. Question will be, what is the size of the data type? What is the total size of this array in bytes? Bytes or bits? This one you have to remember. Okay, check whether it is byte or bit. Okay, so total size of array in bytes. So the formula is the size of the data type into number of array elements. If this is the question, what is the size of the data type char? 2 bytes. 2 into how many elements are there in this array? 5. So 2 into 5 is 10 and bytes, no, 10 bytes. If it is bits means, you know, 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. If it is bits means you have to convert this again into bits. 10 into 8. 10 into 8 is 80 bits. You have to write the units. Next question. 2-dimensional array. Int. Array name 2, 3. That means it is 2 rows and 3 columns. So what is the size of this? What is the size of the data type of this array? This array's data type is int. What is the size of int? 4 bytes. 4 into how many elements are there in the array? The total number of elements are number of rows into number of columns. So 2 into 3. Totally 6 elements are there. Number of elements into the size of the data type. Size of the data type is 4. 4 into 2 into 3. What is 4 into 2 into 3? 24 bytes. Okay, so this also will come for the exam, size of bytes. Then the next important question that you can expect here is, what is the difference between length and length C brackets? Both are used to find the size of something. Length is used to find the size of an array, whereas length C bracket is used to find the size of a string. Okay, that you have to remember. Then last, output question. You can expect output questions like this. Suppose this is an array. str is the name of an array which is having 3 elements. First element is red, then green, then yellow. Okay, just we are going to print SOP elements. We are going to print. Okay, we are going to print str of 1. This is str. This is the string array. You know that this belongs to the 0th index, this belongs to the first index, and this belongs to the second element. str of 1 means 0, 1, which is 1, this one. So what is the answer? Green. Next, str of 2 dot length. What is str of 2? This is str 0, 1, 2. 2 is the 2. This one, yellow. yellow dot length. This is a yellow is a string. String we use this function. What is the size of this yellow? What is the size of this yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer is 6. Next one, println str dot length. What is str? This array. Length means it is used to find the total number of elements in this array. What is the size of this array? This array can be considered. How many elements are there? How many elements are there? 1, 2, 3. What's the size of this array? 3. Okay. Next important type question is this one. Suppose this is an integer array P. These are the elements given. So when you write P equal to in curly bracket elements, automatically one array will be created like this. It will be stored. Index will be written. It has to be considered, and the elements will be directly filled inside. Okay. Now this is a question. P of 2 plus P of 5 into P of 4. So we have to find out what is P of 2. This is P. P of 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this, you had, when you get a question like this, you draw a box like this, make it so many columns and write down the index number and fill the elements. Then, what is P of 2? P of 2 means this one, 17. P of 2 is 17. Okay. Then what is P of 5? P of 5 is what? 2. And what is P of 4? P of 4 is 1. Just substitute the values. P of 2 means 17. 17 plus P of 5 is 2. 2 into P of 4. P of 4 is 1. 17 plus 2 into 1. When you get a formula like this, first do the multiplication part. What is 2 into 1? 2. 17 plus 2 is 19. So like this, you can expect so many questions. Okay. All the best. Do well. Thank you.